So today we're sharing our 5 beginner sources of passive income that anybody can do, and as of this month, we're generating $62 per day.
Yeah, now $62 a day may not sound like all that much compared to all the other videos on YouTube about this topic when you have people earning hundreds of thousands of dollars of passive income per month. But I promise you, this is only the beginning for Brittany and I. Our intentions are to only grow this out more and more over the rest of our lives, and hopefully, if we do it right, at some point in the future, we will also be earning hundreds of thousands of dollars per month, just like seemingly everyone else here on YouTube. But before we get into all that, allow Brittany and I to go back in the past a little bit and kind of explain how we got here. So back in 2012, when Brittany and I first got married, we were $120,000 in debt. We were barely earning $45,000 per year between the two of us, barely making ends meet. We could barely afford our wedding. We only spent $800 on our wedding, and we didn't take a honeymoon. We were so broke.
Basically, I used my engagement ring as my wedding band, and Michael used a ring I had given him a long time ago as his wedding band.
Yeah,
So.
it's probably only worth like 20 bucks, something like that.
Yeah.
Brittany's father bought us 2 tickets to one of Dave Ramsey's live events. We went through that 4 or 5 hours, however long it was, and we realized the way that we had been using our money was not going to work for us long term. So we got our act together. We spent the first 3 years of our marriage paying off $120,000 of debt. During that 3-year time period, our income rose to about $140,000, and that was mainly just because Brittany and I got about 6 jobs between the two of us.
We were working all the time.
In that time period, we had an idea about what passive income was,
Yeah.
and it sounded very nice, this, earning money in your sleep type of thing, but we didn't feel like we had the time or the energy on top of everything else we were doing to really focus on that at that point in our lives. So fast forward to 2015, we had paid off all of our debt. Fast forward a few more months, we had saved up a 6-month emergency fund. And at that point in our lives, we were looking for a house because our goals at that time had been, okay, let's do what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
Our age, get married, get a house, start a family, whatever. Work for the next 30 years of our life and then retire.
And then retire, yeah.
A last minute decision, little did we know, would change our lives even more after becoming debt free. And that decision was to move to Hawaii.
So we sold everything we owned, packed what little we had left into 5 suitcases, and moved to Hawaii.
Our experience in Hawaii, it changed how we want our future to look like. It changed a lot of our goals.
It also shifted our thoughts about work. I was the one working basically kind of like a 9-to-5 job, a set schedule, and due to a medical event that I experienced while I was there, I completely lost that income. And when that was gone, it was gone. And we had to make a decision. Do we stay there and blow through all of our savings to get treatment that I would have had to go from island to island to be cared for? Or do we just come back to the mainland, get treatment at a cheaper cost, and then reevaluate and try to make something work to where we could eventually go back there?
So while we were in Hawaii, Brittany was the only one working. I was in a job market at the time where it's very different, the field I was in here, or at least in the area that we lived in on the mainland, than it was in Hawaii. It took me a long time to even begin to find work. The work that I was in the process of possibly getting, it was still maybe going to be a while before I could get it. Like Brittany said, her income was going to be going away temporarily. We felt it was best for us to move back to the mainland so I could get back to work, I could get back to my clients, and Brittany could get the medical attention that she needed at the time. She's better now. Like all that's taken care of. After this 4-month experience in Hawaii, that kind of opened up Brittany's and my minds a little bit and made us realize that we don't just want to be debt free, we want to be financially free. We want to be financially independent. So almost as soon as we got back to the mainland, we made it our goal to develop, a single source or a series of sources of passive/online income that will allow us to have more freedom to move around, take more adventures, make more memories, so we wouldn't have to worry necessarily about, working wherever we lived.
Right.
We could bring our work with us wherever we lived. And that's how this passive income journey started. It was basically becoming debt-free, going through Dave Ramsey's program, and then taking a 4-month adventure to Hawaii. These passive income sources that Brittany and I are about to talk about have taken us years to figure out, have taken us, I don't think I've worked...
Lots and lots of work and many hours.
Yeah, I don't think I've worked as hard for something ever in my life. It takes a long time to develop, but the payoff is, in our opinion, tremendously greater than directly trading your time for money.
So with all that being said, we wanted to give you a breakdown of our 5 sources of passive income for this year.
Our first and our largest passive source of income is from YouTube. And this is kind of an interesting one to talk about because we do spend a lot of time making these videos, and then we get a kickback from ad revenue. But once the video is made, it's something we get paid for at least as long as YouTube's around.
So Mike has a photography and tech channel that he has monetized. And then the second one is our channel, Mike and Brit.
So like we were saying earlier in the video, as soon as we got back from Hawaii, we made it our goal to try and figure out how to get back to Hawaii or how to travel and bring our work with us wherever we went. I started a YouTube channel almost as soon as we got back from Hawaii, just testing it out. It was an automotive YouTube channel. It got partnered, and then the partnership program on YouTube changed and it was demonetized.
Right.
And it hasn't gotten back to that point ever since. I started a second channel that I felt was more along the lines of like what I'm interested in. That one's called Mike the Math Man. It has photography and tech on it. I haven't posted there in a while, but it's been earning money for a little bit of time. It got monetized in January, I think, at the end of January. And it's been earning money a little bit over time here and there for a total of about $300 so far this year. This June column is so far, the money we've earned in June so far. I'm not sure when this video is going to go live, but it's June 16th. The channel you guys are watching on right now, holy cow, you guys.
Yeah.
We got monetized at the end of last month. We earned almost $90 last month, and so far this month we've earned almost $900. This is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, we thought we were going to be earning maybe a couple $100s.
We were
at
not
the beginning.
expecting this amount.
Yeah, like this, I don't even know what to say. I'm excited.
Yeah. And we're very grateful.
Yeah, but this was kind of a shock to us, a very pleasant shock. So thank you everybody who's watching and who has watched and has been with us. Yeah, thank you very much. So total this year from this channel, $978.74. We haven't gotten paid yet. YouTube pays every $100. And so since we didn't have enough to get paid last month, although I think we got monetized after they paid out last month anyway. But our first paycheck should be in a week or so here coming up. Our next source of passive income is Amazon affiliates. So Amazon has this program where if you're large enough on social media, you can join their affiliate or associate program and put custom links either on your website or on your social media outlets or whatever. Brittany and I do that for the equipment that we use. For example, the camera we're filming on, etc., etc. If somebody purchases something through one of our links, we get a little bit of a kickback there. It's not much, like 1 to 5% depending on the item. And this has earned us a little bit of money so far this year, $289.42 so far. So our third main source of passive income is Robinhood. Now within Robinhood, there are a few things that we get paid passively for. The first one is dividends. Dividends are basically like money that companies pay out to their shareholders. It's basically like you get paid to own a stock of a company. We have a video dedicated to our investment style. I'll link that up here if you guys are interested in watching that. But basically, Brittany's and my investment goals is to create a dividend-paying portfolio where the dividends will eventually start to subsidize and replace our income over time. So we can slowly start, living more and more off of the dividends and less off of our own income, which means we don't have to work as much. So that's what this is. So these haven't paid out all that much, 19 cents in April, $17.68 in May, and then 17 cents in June. The next one is free stocks that Brittany and I get from people signing up for Robinhood with our link. They get a free stock and we get a free stock. That's basically what this is. So in February, we got $18.69 worth of free stocks. In April, $10.03, May, $9.77, and then so far this month, $39.49. There is a cap to how much we get per year. It's $500 in stocks. So everybody who's been signing up to Robinhood using our link, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
That helps out our channel and our future. So yeah, thank you very much. And this interest part right here, this is basically interest that we get paid just from having money kind of sitting on the side within Robinhood, not doing anything, waiting to be invested. So we don't have much in there, which is why we've only gotten paid
1 penny.
2 cents so far. Yeah.
So the fourth one is our bank interest. So our checking account has a bit of interest that we'll get on the money in there every month. And then our savings account, we have a high yield savings. Just so that way we put our emergency fund into that so we can at least get a little bit of interest from that to at least keep up with inflation. That was our thought process with that.
Yeah, so checking account, obviously, as you guys can see, has a lot less interest than their savings account. This is an Ally Bank, by the way, if you guys are interested. We love Ally, highly recommend them. We have no affiliation with them other than we just like them a lot and we use them. So far this year, we've been paying $190.18 in interest in our savings account and about 88 cents in our checking account.
Yeah.
Not much there. The fifth and final thing that we consider passive income is our credit card rewards. We have a cashback credit card that pays us anywhere between 1% and 3% cashback on everyday purchases. We don't use our credit card for things that we would not be normally purchasing in the first place. So we don't purchase things just because we get cashback. We're using the cashback credit card to decrease our cost of living a little bit.
Just a little bit.
On things that we would already be purchasing in the first place.
Yeah, such as like gas, food, any clothing we may need, just things like that.
We've only cashed out once. It was $140.52. I think so far this month we have like $25 in cash rewards. And we're just going to let that sit there until it accumulates, and then we'll probably cash it out in a few months. So in total, among all of these 5 things, $1,995.84. And again, in June, this is just how much we've earned so far. These will go up.
Right.
We have a couple more stocks that are going to be paying dividends this month, so this number will go up. And of course, we're going to be getting paid interest in our checking and savings account here. So total for the year, $1,995.84. The awesome thing about these passive sources of income that we're using is that anybody can do them. It's not just us that can do these things. Like, you guys who are watching can. If you have similar goals to Brit and I, and you want to be able to travel the world and bring your work with you, and maybe want to retire early someday and live off dividends or whatever, you can do that. That's the beauty about passive income. Like, you create something once, and then you get paid for it for hopefully the rest of your life. Maybe not the rest of your life, but for a long time after that. If you guys are interested in passive income, we would highly recommend starting a YouTube channel. I think a couple of you guys who are subscribed have asked us about this, about doing YouTube. And I will say it's a lot of work. I'm not sure how long this video is going to end up being, but Brittany and I have been sitting here filming for 2 hours already. And then you have editing, and you have planning the video beforehand, and scripting. If we sometimes script the introductions to our videos, and then there's a bunch of editing on top of that, and then there's all this other stuff that goes on YouTube's end after the video is finalized and uploaded. It's a lot of work, but Brittany's and my intention with YouTube is to keep growing and keep earning more, because we would like to use YouTube as one of our sources of income that will allow us to travel and make more memories, and not just stay in one place the rest of our lives.
Yeah, and that was something that we had mentioned before, but just wanted to reiterate. We went from a focus on a 9-to-5 job, just working to get a house, to being able to bring our work with us and travel so we could create memories with each other.
And if you have a website, or even if you're on Instagram and have no YouTube at all, you can still do Amazon affiliates.
Right.
Amazon associates, Every one of these things having to do with social media will take time to grow. So, if you have a YouTube channel right now and it's small, keep at it.
Right.
Be consistent. Same with maybe another social media platform, Instagram or whatever. If you're small, keep at it, stay consistent, you will grow. The more you grow, as long as you're providing value to the people who follow you, hopefully, the more they'll click on your links and maybe buy something here and there. Investing, this is probably one of the truest sources of passive income that we have, because we literally just stock money away and we get paid. We don't do anything else. Like, we work for our money, we buy a part of a company, and it pays us. And there's no more work at all after that. That's it. Bank interest, we would recommend putting at least some of your money in a high interest savings account, and that way it's not just sitting there losing value over time with inflation. Credit card rewards, I wouldn't say that we would recommend everybody have a credit card, but people who are financially responsible and who are not going to get in trouble and not be buying things just because they have a credit card that earns them cash back. People who use credit cards responsibly and just buy things that they would normally be buying.
Yeah, pay it off right away.
Yeah, we would say, why not at least reap the rewards for it? So with all that being said, you guys, those are our 5 sources of passive income that Brit and I have implemented, 5 ideas that we've implemented in our own lives that you guys can implement as well if you want to, that have earned us about $2,000 so far this year, about $62 a day. At least this month, $62 a day this month. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a huge thumbs up. It helps out the YouTube algorithm tremendously.
And you can follow us for more on Instagram at It's Mike and Brit.
Yep, follow us there. Our Robinhood link is in the description. If you're interested in investing, maybe creating a dividend portfolio, if you sign up with that link, you get a free stock. We get a free stock, as you guys can see. It helps out everyone. Our budget template is also in the description below. That's basically the outline of how Brittany and I do our budget every month. If you haven't seen our budget videos, you can go back and watch those. Our budget template is basically what we use in our budget videos, is what it is. So if you guys are interested in downloading that, it's down there. It's free, no email required or anything like that. Thanks again for watching, guys. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
Bye. I can't remember. I'll let you introduce it then.
Okay.
Whatever.